Our diplomats in Havana, Cuba, started complaining about this weird frequency being beamed to their heads, followed by short-term, long-term memory loss, brain fog, nausea, vomiting, vertigo, severe head pain, and electrical shocks to the body, specifically in the torso. Now, the interesting thing is they can't get away from the signal no matter where they go. There's a case down in Southern California. He was a politician, Dave Larson. He had 10 of these biosensors removed from his body, surgically removed. They're down to the size of a letter of a penny. Some were 4 letters on a penny, but very, very small. These were all comprised of electronic components and sensors. They transmit data in real time. It was at this point I knew that we were onto something bigger than ourselves. In 1972 is another report put out by the United States Congress, also using RF radio frequency to remotely read thoughts. Those who master psychotronic weapons will be the superpower to rule the world. My point is this: we are in a new paradigm shift. Do you know if you have this nanotech in you, you're no longer considered human? You're now considered Homo borgigenesis, is a new terminology. And I ask everyone, what happens to human rights if you are no longer the human species? And if I were to ask you, is this legal? What would you say? It's legal. In 2016, the 21st Century Cures Act was enacted, and it was marketed to the U.S. citizens. There's a section called 3024. And under Section 3024, it is legal to experiment on U.S. citizens without their consent as long as it does not exceed minimal risk criteria. People who are symptomatic are turned on. They are the beta test. The rest of the populations, once 6G comes on, according to my sources and intelligence, are saying that's when the system goes 100%. I don't believe this is about us anymore. I think it's too late. Because if you can manipulate belief systems, how powerful a weapon is that? If you can imprint memory sets into someone and they would never know the difference, that it was never theirs, that it was put there. What kind of cognitive liberties will your children have? It is going to be enslavement of the former human species, unlike anything we've ever seen in the human existence. Your children will have no freedoms to utilize their God-given rights to creativity, to free thought, to free thinking, to free will.
So do you think that 1% of that 1%, that they are actually human?
In my journey, I am now being introduced to people who have clearances above the president, which I found unbelievable. I go, how can that be? How can you have a clearance above the president? But they do exist. Apparently there's 34 levels. I asked, well, who are at those higher levels? And what was said to me, they are no longer human.